Energy Manager solar power plants. So I made the decision. I've got a decent amount of money, got enough to buy 8 solar power plants. I'm going to get rid of some of my windmills and I'm going to buy solar power plants. And the reason why is because the solar power plants do about 5 to 10 times as much power as a windmill does, about a tenth as much power as an oil plant or a coal plant. But I want to generate more revenue and I can't build more power plants, so my only option is to get rid of the windmills, which are the least performing plants. I could buy the coal plants and oil plants, but they have an issue with the refueling, and refueling takes a long time. It takes me a half an hour to refuel all of my plants to go from here to here, and I'm going to buy more fuel. And you can see it only went up such a small amount. I have so many plants to fuel that I'm probably going to sell all of my oil plants and switch them to coal plants because it's faster to refuel coal, because I have a greater capacity with coal. With coal, I can do 250,000 at a time, and with oil, only 100,000. So I am going to sell these 2 plants. You go to details. Why is it offline? I don't understand why it's offline. So you go to details, and then you go to, wow, look at that. It was really reliable electricity for quite a while. And this one is also offline. The cut-in is only 2 meters per second. This one didn't do so well. You do get a decent amount of money when you resell. It's not true for boats, but with the windmills and the power plants, I think it is true. That's strange. Why are these all... I guess they don't come back online automatically. Okay, so I decided to put my solar plants over here. What's important is where the storage units are, because you want to get the subsidy, which over here is 32%. I'm going to guess that these others don't have good subsidy. 20, 31%, 21%. Okay, this has got to be where the better subsidy numbers are. I expect it to be like 44%. 42%. So I'm going to try and connect to the storage units over here. I'm going to build a storage unit, a chemical storage unit. Probably going to get the best one. Now keep in mind it has a maximum number of connections. That limits how many plants, but I don't think I'm going to have a problem. And I'm going to build it over here. Hopefully it will let me build it. Okay. And then I am going to build 2 solar power plants. I like the square design. It looks really nice, but I'm going to make more money with the round one. So building the round one. Hopefully it'll reach. I'm going to build it right over here. I'm going to reconnect it to here. Bring it online. I'm going to see if I can reconnect this one. And the answer is yes. That's a 2.5. That's pretty expensive. Oh, this is a 25. That's nothing. I'm going to see if I can reconnect this one. Obviously, every plant has a different range. So this one might not connect. It might be too far away. We're going to find out. Yeah, it's too far away. So this one is going to go back online, and because this is a larger plant, it might be able to reach, and the answer is no, it does not reach. So I am going to turn this one back online. But at least I know that this is the limit for the distance. And I am going to go to solar. I'm going to build another one of these. And I will reconnect it to here. Bring it online. So I'm going to make more money with this. Even though it only runs half the day, it's probably going to make more money than the 2 gigawatt or the 1 megawatt solar plants. You can see a lot of these plants aren't even running. The storage unit is still discharging. That's crazy. Took a long time to discharge. So the question is, what am I going to do over here? I'm going to sell this one here because it's a smaller one. See, it's been doing 1 megawatt. I'm going to check one of the larger ones. It's been doing better than 1 megawatt, but it's, you know, the average is probably about the same. It's a lot more expensive. I'm going to check another one. This one is probably definitely doing better than the 1 megawatt. Okay, so I can buy one more power plant. I am going to buy a solar power plant. And I'm going to build it up here in the north in Canada. And we're going to see if it has similar power output as the ones that I built in the south. It's only at 6,000. That's a lot lower than the plants that I built in the south. That's almost a third as much. This is only 100. That's a 500. We got that's a 25. Wow. And this one's a 500. I should buy some bigger storage units in order to get them running longer for every restart. That's a 500. That's a 100. Got another 500. And another 500. This is a 5 gigawatt. So I could get rid of these and put a better storage unit for my windmills. This is coming in 50 megawatts. So that's the size of like a small oil plant. This is 100. That's 100. That's 150. I do have the big one, which is like 1.5 gigawatt or something like that. It takes forever to refuel it. This one's a 75. So at some point I'm going to go through and I'm going to sell all of my smaller plants and replace them with larger plants. There's another 75. There's another 75. I don't know which one is the big one. Okay. So I got a lot less money now that I spent some of it, and I know that the coal is fueled up. It takes so long to refuel. When I go and replace some of the smaller plants, I'm definitely going to replace the oil plants, and I will replace them with coal plants, just so I can, because I have the greater than 100,000 capacity. I spent the points on it. Maybe it was a mistake. It's going to make it hard for me to get the hydrogen. I would have had the hydrogen. I would have had enough points. But I just got sick and tired of the refueling. It just took forever. If you bring online, when you do the refueling, I think it does one plant at a time. You're not adding a little bit to every plant. I'm not entirely sure. I do want to check my CO2. 9, that's a really good price, so I'm going to buy as much as I can. There's all my money. So I think the next task I'm going to have is going to be selling the oil plants and switching them to coal plants. And it's not going to be today. Maybe I'll be able to do it tomorrow. And it might take me a couple days to do it because I'm low on cash right now. Okay, that's a little bit about upgrading plants. So I added 3 solar plants today, and I do want to keep some of the windmills so that I can do testing with them and monitor them. Oh, you know what? This is the big one is probably over here. That's a 200. That's a 200. 150 and 150. Okay, so that's how you upgrade smaller plants into bigger plants. And as I reported, you do get less power if you are in Canada. This one's doing the full power output. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, you can go to my discussion forum at cheapbooks.cc. Look for video games, business management sims, and energy manager. And I am the owner of cheapbooks.com, which is a website for searching for books and textbooks. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.